Ms. Good blushed. "You are too kind, Bernice," she said, "but I'm not teaching anymore. I retired." "Congratulations," said Aunt Bernice. "You must be busy with all kinds of fun." Before Ms. Good could answer, a blue-eyed Siberian husky sneaked up behind her and bit down on the corner of her purse. Ms. Good gently tugged the purse away and shook her head. "He's always trying to get the treats in my purse," she said. She looked sternly at the dog, who looked away innocently. "Oh, Nicky, you're a handful." "He's beautiful," said the clerk, pulling a triangular pet treat from her pocket. She held the treat out to Nicky, who gobbled it down. "Say thank you, Nicky," said Ms. Good. Nicky made a grumbly-rumbly sound. "Nicky," Ms. Good scolded, "give me a note." Ms. Good tilted her head upward and sang the most perfect note. La! Nicky tilted his head and howled, "Woof!" Ada laughed. "He's not the best singer in the bunch," said Ms. Good with a wink, "but he tries." She scratched Nicky's chin. "The pet shop loads up my wagon so I don't have to go inside," she said. She leaned closer to Ada and whispered, "I don't like the fish." "The fish?" asked Ada. Ms. Good made a face. "The fish tanks are so, well, fishy." The clerk loaded the last bag onto the wagon, handed Ms. Good a receipt, and sneaked another treat to Nicky. "Lovely meeting you, Ada," said Ms. Good. "Bernice, shall we grab a coffee tomorrow?" "I'd love that," said Aunt Bernice. Ms. Good headed down the sidewalk, singing as she went. Nicky trotted happily behind the wagon, singing right along. "Woof! Woof! Woof!" A moment later, they turned the corner and were gone. Chapter 3. Ada and Aunt Bernice went inside the pet palace. While Aunt Bernice looked at cat food, Ada looked at the fish tanks. They were fishy, but Ada still liked them. She was looking at a very fat goldfish when Iggy Pet came in with a piece of paper. "Hi, Iggy," said Ada. "Hey," Iggy said sadly. "What's wrong?" asked Ada. "Bricks is missing," said Iggy. "I made a sign to hang on the bulletin board in case somebody sees him." Iggy showed Ada the paper. It was a drawing of his cat, Bricks, inside a very fancy house. Large letters read, "Lost Cat." "I drew Bricks in this house because he loves Victorian architecture as much as I do," said Iggy. Ada wasn't listening. She was looking at something behind Iggy. "That's weird," said Ada. "That's really, really weird." "Is it?" asked Iggy. "Do you think he'd like Gothic architecture better?" "No, Iggy," said Ada. "Look." She pointed to the wall behind Iggy. Slowly, he turned around. His eyes opened wide. "What?" he said. Every inch of the wall was plastered with pictures of lost dogs. Some had been missing for months, others just a few days. "The dogs are disappearing," said Ada. Iggy looked at his poster. "Not just dogs," he said. "I think Blue River Creek has a problem," said Ada. "I think Blue River Creek has something worse than a problem," said Iggy. "It has a pet thief." Chapter 4. "Over here," called a familiar voice as Ada and Iggy stepped into Herbert Sherbert's Sherbets with Aunt Bernice. Aaron Slater was sitting in a corner booth with